Tonight, we're discussing something that sounds like it should be in a true crime movie.
But it's actually being used by your local police department that still thinks Microsoft Excel is cutting-edge technology.
That's right, we are diving into the ins and outs of facial recognition technology, or as some may call it, Minority Report, but with extra racism.
This is the new tech that can scan your face and in just a few seconds, confidently identify you, yes you, as Samuel L. Jackson.
So tonight, we ask the question, how does facial recognition technology affect policing, privacy, and why is the legal system letting it slide like a slip and slide of injustice? Facial recognition technology is basically AI that attempts to identify people by analyzing facial features, such as eyes, jawline, nose, and eyebrows.
Which is great if you're a secure iPhone, but not so great when you're getting arrested for blinking like someone else.
Police and law enforcement often use facial recognition to match faces caught on camera with mugshot databases or DMV photos. You might ask, what's the problem?
It sucks, especially when identifying Black people, women, and pretty much anyone who doesn't look like a boring white guy named Robert Chad.
In an ACLU Minnesota article, they explain that facial recognition technology is less advanced in terms of identifying darker racial groups and females.
And yet, cops are still arresting people based on poor quality matches, even without other evidence.
So to summarize, it's advanced technology, but not high accuracy. Sort of like a Tesla on autopilot, but for civil rights violations.
Who does this affect? Spoiler alert, it's not Donald Trump.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
The people disproportionately affected are Black, brown, and poor, and already overpoliced.
Francisco Ortega is an example of a man who was falsely incarcerated because facial recognition claimed he was someone involved in an armed robbery case.
Ortega denied any involvement, and police had very little alternate evidence to support his guilt. Ortega, a Queens native, claimed he had never even been to New Jersey, which was where the crime was committed.
But it's not just wrongful arrests, it's a psychological impact as well. Imagine being stopped by a cop simply because your face exists.
Communities, and specifically minorities, are being surveilled like it's 1984, only instead of George Orwell, it's Officer McGee with a donut in his hand.
So why hasn't this tech been stopped or better regulated?
I'll tell you why. Money, secrecy, and loopholes.
Facial recognition technology is a billion-dollar industry. Companies sell the software to police departments.
Not only that, but there's almost no regulation. They skipped over privacy laws the same way we skip through terms and conditions on every app to exist.
And all the laws regarding it are outdated. The Fourth Amendment protects unreasonable search and seizure, but doesn't even consider facial recognition technology.
Not only is there no law protecting individual rights, but local governments just sign off on facial recognition technology contracts without public input.
And socially, it goes along with surveillance equals safety. But instead, you're just being watched while snarfing down Taco Bell at 1 a.m.
Economically, many communities don't have the money to fight back. It's hard to sue tech companies if you can't afford it.
So we end up with a legal system too slow, a tech industry too strong, and a society too uninformed. Wait, but isn't this technology kind of good?
Okay, wait. Before we throw facial recognition into the fire pit of bad ideas next to Power School, can we at least admit that this piece of tech is not all that bad?
Sure. It's helpful to confirm your identity when you forget your Apple ID password for the 1,000th time.
In all seriousness, in the right hands, with the right minds, facial recognition has real potential. Think about it, all the crime it could stop. It's quick, efficient, and doesn't get tired or call in sick because it watched too much Criminal Minds on Netflix the night before.
If you look at it, police departments are understaffed, underfunded, and overworked. If a computer can help identify a suspect quicker and more accurately than a human officer searching through grainy footage frame by frame, isn't that a win?
And in regards to public safety, facial recognition helped law enforcement track down the Capitol rioters, missing persons, and human trafficking suspects. When used responsibly, it's a powerful tool.
Key word, responsibly. That's not how I would often describe our policing.
Look, all we're saying is the tool isn't the problem. It's the way that it's being utilized. With the proper training and oversight, it could actually help build a fair justice system. So, what can be done?
Some cities have banned facial recognition technology, like San Francisco and Boston, and there's a want to ban it in the South.
There needs to be a push for federal laws, transparency, and regulation. And for the love of God, some common sense.
Just because a computer can identify a face doesn't mean it's doing it correctly.
So the next time someone tells you that facial recognition is just a tool, remember, so is an axe. You probably shouldn't wave it around someone's head unless you're really, really sure that they did it.
Good night, and don't forget to look directly into the nearest security camera and smile. After all, it is your constitutional right to be misidentified.